podcast on 3, all right? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we need a booty band. I'm so excited you brought your
Are
booty
you
band.
I brought my own.
I'm very happy.
I came prepared.
All right.
I feel like this is going to be interesting. I don't have to worry about the bounce as much.
Yeah. So, to the listeners, this is Happy Pace, the only podcast that we know of that is recorded while strength training.
Yeah.
So,
good for us. Let's give each other high fives.
Woo! Perfect. So normally we record while running, and we actually do have the first segment is us recorded while running at Forest Park. So we'll first start with that. Before we get going with that, though, I am going to preface it with that was pre my trip to Italy. That was actually the morning that I left, or the morning before I left for Italy. Munchkin, sorry. I'm so sorry, baby. This happens. I just stepped on my cat's tail while trying to do side squat thingies with a booty band. So I hope y'all enjoy us talk about how excited we were for my trip to Italy.
And my trip to Indy. Yours is way more exciting.
Just as exotic. Yeah. I'm just here so I don't get fined. So did you like Leah's Halloween costume?
Yeah.
I was so sad that we couldn't do like the two of us.
Well, I kind of was like, I have a feeling they're gonna like dress up as us.
Really?
And then when I walked up, she had that like handkerchief thing.
Yeah.
That you have, and
The
I was
bandana.
like, bandana. That's the word I'm looking for. And I was like, oh, are you trying to be Elaine? And then she stood up, and I was like, oh no.
It was so funny. We were like so excited to do it on actual Halloween.
Yeah.
And yeah. So sadly our Halloween runs all got rained out in the Midwest. Wait, so are we taking a left or are we just running on this side?
Left.
Okay.
So Elaine.
Gretchen.
I guess we haven't heard from you since you ran Chicago.
What's up?
How was it? What'd you think? First world major?
Yeah. All right. So, first impressions. Loved it. Had so much fun. I hit my C goal, which was have fun.
Woo!
My A goal, sub 4, didn't get. B goal was a PR, didn't get. And I ended up with a 4:34. So, whatever. I still had a ton of fun.
That's
Like, the
awesome.
entire city of Chicago was out there, plus, like, you know, everyone else in the world.
Everyone in the entire world was in Chicago cheering on the marathon.
I mean, it was so cool. The signage was so much fun. I particularly want to give a shout out to anyone who carries a Twilight meme of where Bella is like, but you're so like fast and blah, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Impossibly fast and strong.
Did you read those books? Side note?
I got like halfway through the first one and was like, and I think that's when I stopped reading.
Yeah, the Twilight series.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Anyway, Chicago.
No, sorry, I do want to give a side note to that tangent. The number of times I had to watch the fucking Twilight movie when it first came out, because all my grade school friends wanted to watch it. I had to watch it while I was in line waiting for my friend to buy the DVD at midnight. And it literally played the entire time. And then Right, sorry, if you were my friend in
You're not
8th
anymore.
grade, well, actually no, I think I'm still friends with, a couple of them, like actively friends with them. So,
Well, that was the end of the friendship.
Yeah, cut off. Friendship over. I've been holding on to this grudge for 18 years. But anyway, back to Chicago. So, Chicago, it was nice and flat. One thing that I would do differently, actually a few things I would have done differently.
All right, let's hear 'em. You know, in case I ever actually get into the lottery and actually ever run it.
Yeah. Well, so at the Gatorade stations, the ground is particularly sticky by the time you get over there.
Interesting.
And it was pretty hot, actually, compared to what I was, like, expecting. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And anyways, so I wore my Hyperion Tempo, which are, like, a racing flat, and definitely not good traction for sticky Gatorade area. At some points I was like it felt like I was like about to like slip and slide all over the place.
Oh.
So it took me a while to get into a rhythm of like Gatorade and water. I didn't vomit, so that was a huge thing, a huge win.
That was a big win.
But I think with road races, I'm gonna try to keep most of my calories and fluids.
Okay.
Because just like the like little bit of actual food that I tried to eat, the baby food, I think just like the anxiety of race day, like it just gets to my stomach.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a big one. So those are my like personal things that I would have done differently.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Something big.
People wore bathrobes at the starting line.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I know like we don't want to condone people throwing their clothes off to be like, you know, picked up and thrown away or whatever. So, I mean, I would wear a bathrobe and then put it in my, like, gear check.
I mean, there are some of the bigger races that do collect it all and, like, donate it.
Yeah. It's just something about single use to clog an already, to help clog an already filled system that is just really kind of creating more waste in the world.
I would be curious, though, like, how many people go to, like, a Goodwill or a secondhand store and buy, aka throwaway clothes.
Oh, true. Yeah, I guess if you already go to a Goodwill and then grab something, or if it's like a bathrobe on its last legs with all the holes in it.
Yeah.
And you were gonna throw it away anyways.
Like, I'm pretty sure I still have my bathrobe from college.
Uh-huh.
That has literally been in a box for 10 years almost. So, like...
Vintage.
Very vintage. So, like, if I were to whip that out... maybe not the best terminology. If I were to take that out of the box and wear it...
I could see that.
But yes, buying a whole new
thing
item.
To throw it away.
Yeah. I agree.
Whew. Sorry, I just popped my ears.
Ooh.
It's nice being able to hear. Anyways.
It usually helps.
The other thing I would probably do differently, follow a pacer better.
Yeah.
I definitely got a little like confused and lost, so like not like physically lost, but like I like would lose the pacer in my eye line.
Yeah.
And then like either, you know, to the right or the left.
Yeah.
And normally races, I'm like, okay, I'll see him in like 2 seconds, but
right.
Yeah. Kind of want to stay on them.
Yeah, so like in Houston, I started with with a slightly slower pacer, which I then lost like 2 miles into the race, which probably wasn't the ideal time to lose your pacer.
Yeah.
But yeah, then obviously me stopping to vomit, they passed me. But they get very spread out too.
Yeah.
And with all those people, it's kind of hard.
I don't know. Chicago was so much fun. It was just like the entire city was out there. Like I said on Speedwalk's podcast, like, just being able to walk out or run out at the starting line and see everyone on the overpass cheering you on.
Yeah.
And knowing, like, it's a celebration of everyone's training season.
Definitely. Well,
where are we going today?
I guess we're gonna turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah, closed. I guess the flood of rain.
No, I think they've
been doing stuff on this one for a while, but
yeah, they're still working on stuff.
Oh.
Well, I'm guessing you just can't go over there right now, so wait, well, someone's on the trail over there.
Yeah, we'll just turn around. We'll follow the rules today.
Yeah.
I
guess we have to. Hey, we are being recorded.
Yeah.
Let's not incriminate ourselves. But so a couple highlights. Do you want me to spoil the highlights that I thought were really fun?
No.
Oh. Okay. Hey. As always, that you know what that sound means. Elaine highlights the race. Are we on the same group chat right now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. So, in Chicago, I think a couple highlights for me were just at one point turning to the, I want to say it was like to the right, and basically the entirety of Chinatown opens up. Turn either right or left, it's a 50-50.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, how far are you into the marathon at that point?
You're like mile 18.
Okay.
And that was really awesome. And then just Chicago is like, I feel like watching the Chicago Marathon, you know, on the course versus seeing the New York Marathon on TV. I don't know. Like, I thought there was like way more people at Chicago, probably because New York's like pretty inaccessible. Is that, I don't know.
Like inaccessible as far as like running?
Spectator.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know what the spectator, I mean, I've always heard New York is like the most amazing thing ever. And I feel like a lot of people just like walk out of their apartment, condo, home, whatever, and just watch.
Maybe it's just because I was watching the pro feed and like people aren't gonna be standing, like not as many, maybe the crowds just don't start until like their friends and stuff, like the crowds go by. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, side note, I feel like if I don't get into these marathons, I want to start like going to them.
Yeah.
And just like cheering people on.
Oh, I was thinking about how I wanted to maybe like figure out how to volunteer for one.
Yeah.
Or just stand there with a box of Kleenex. Because that was another thing at Chicago. People were just standing around on the side holding boxes of Kleenex, which was amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
As someone who gets seasonal allergies, I very much appreciate that. And as runners in general, I feel like we appreciate that.
Yeah, we're all kind of a sniffly bunch.
Yeah, a sniffly bunch. All right, Gretchen, what else do you want to talk about?
Well, you know, we do this podcast, but we were actually on another podcast.
Wait, we were?
Oh yeah, can you believe it?
How did I miss that?
And when we were sitting too, not running.
Oh, that's probably why.
So we were on the Mark Speedwalks podcast, Mission of Spee.
How was it?
I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. Like, it was cool kind of telling our story, you know, how we got into running, and then, you know, how we formed the podcast, and, you know, like, all the behind the scenes. Mainly, you talked a lot about the editing portion.
Oh gosh.
Which you don't remember, so who knows what you said.
Oh no.
But no, I don't know, it's just like a cool kind of behind the scenes look at the Heavy Base podcast.
I love it. Well, and what was the name of that podcast again?
Mission of Spee.
And how do you spell that?
Mission or Spee? Or the? What?
Yeah. No, Spee.
O-V. Fee is S-P-E. I didn't know I was going to have a spelling test this morning.
Well, I do want to point out that I neglected to bring up on that podcast that you, Gretchen Brune, are our resident accentologist.
Oh. Yes, I am.
And I really am hoping you'll do an accent for each of our upcoming races this Sunday. So for your race, how would you say hello? How are you?
In an accent?
Yeah.
Does it have to be English?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's from that region, from where you're running.
Does Indy have an accent?
That's the. It actually kind of does. My cousins live there, and they have a little bit of a drawl.
It sounds like a southern accent?
I don't know. It's like a twang.
A twang. All right, twang. I can do that. I'm running the Indy Monumental half marathon. I sound like I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, definitely nothing offensive with that accent.
Sorry, all of Indianapolis. I just offended all of you.
And then
yours you're gonna have to do.
Oh no, I'm a resident accentologist.
All right, what's the name of your race?
Grand Trentino? I don't even know. Just say something.
See, but if I was actually in Italy, I wouldn't be speaking English.
But you'd be speaking in an English. Well, you don't know Italian, do you?
No.
What would
Wouldn't that have been funny though? Wouldn't that have been funny? If I just started speaking Italian. That would be pretty awesome.
I was thinking about how I've heard of these instances that are probably totally fake where people have had some sort of brain trauma and then been only able to speak a foreign language that they've never known how to speak before.
Whoa.
I don't think that actually is real life.
No, that sounds made up for sure.
But if you
I don't know if I can
know of anything, drop a note in the comments.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Anyway, well, give us your best.
I feel French in my head. I can't
have a spicy meatball.
A spicy meatball.
There you go. I mean, closer to Oscar from Hey Arnold, but hey Arnold.
That's whatever. All right, done with accents today.
Anyways, so are you excited for Indy?
I am, yeah. It'll be a nice little road trip. We'll see how the half goes. I decided yesterday, basically, that I am gonna race it. The weather's looking mighty fine.
What is gonna be the weather?
It's looking low 40s.
Whoa.
Which is like
prime for you.
Prime Gretchen running weather. Actually, probably could be even a little chillier, and I wouldn't be opposed to that. But yeah, we'll see. I think I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens.
That's exciting.
Yeah, could go really well. It could go really bad, but all in all, just gonna have fun. My reward is beer.
Yay! It's a great reward.
Yeah, and just get to, hang out with people. There's a ton of St. Louis folks going up there to run, so.
Anyone we might know?
We might know a few of them, actually.
Ooh!
We got, Leah, I'm gonna call her Leah Thomas. And old Jenny Wilson.
I'm so excited for you to hear the intro to that episode.
But yeah, then some other Phila endurance athletes are going, running the half and the full. I know Mark Spiewak's taking up a crew.
I'm sure Happy's is bringing people.
Yeah.
I feel like STL Run Crew should be hopefully bringing up someone, but they're brand new, so.
Yeah.
I'm just watching them in, the local running community news.
Yeah, so it should be a good time.
That'll be so much fun.
Yeah, and I'm fun to get finished with my race and then cheer on the marathoners.
Yeah, because that'll be extra awesome.
Yeah.
So do we know if Ginny and Leah are gonna be racing against a particular clock?
Well, rumors out there that they are gonna do a
Age adjusted or something?
age adjusted clock. So essentially, Virginia, being slightly older than Leah, gets additional time to essentially beat Leah.
And I think she's got to do 4:09.
I think so.
It was either 4:06 or 4:09.
But Leah has to finish at what pace then, though?
A 3:40, 3:30.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Did you want to turn around?
Yeah.
Okay.
We will be on the lookout. Hopefully we'll get a race recap or a record from them at some point.
Yeah. Maybe we'll post up once I have time to, I don't know, I'm a napper after I race.
I've definitely been there.
The last time I did Indy, when I did the full, and it was tornado-like weather because of the wind.
Yeah.
I went back, took the most amazing shower ever, and crawled into bed.
Nice.
Took a 2-hour nap. And then I woke up and I was like, all right, I feel normal-ish.
Yeah. I love that.
Did the same thing in Houston.
Yeah. It's
Well,
part of your ritual.
Got food as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of a given, right?
Yeah. It's just part of your race, post-race experience.
Yeah.
Your cool down.
Uh-huh. Oh, this light's out. But yeah, that's it on Indy.
Nice. Oh, and then I'm doing a half marathon in
Oh yeah, I guess we should talk about that too.
I'm
Yes.
doing a half marathon in Italy.
Are you what's the course like? That's what I'm curious about.
I've looked at it and I forget.
Probably don't want to get hit by a bus this morning.
Yeah.
Is it hilly, flat?
It's
You don't know?
a little hilly.
Because you're northern Italy, correct?
Yes, it's a little hilly, but it's all about the views
Yeah.
with this one. So it's at the top of Lake Garda, Lago di Garda,
Oh, there you
as
go.
they say. Ooh, the highlights.
Woo! Was that better?
I love it. I love it. But as we hear, it's time for the highlights of this race. It'll be in Italy.
Ooh.
I'm staying in a fancy hotel the night before. It's gonna be gorgeous and not super filled with tourists and affordable because it's the off season. So I'm all in all, 10 out of 10.
Nice. Yeah. Should be, I would assume not a lot of people are going to northern Italy in November, but
Yeah, I don't really know many people who are like traveling internationally in November, because usually that's like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty commonly known as a American, and there's the Canadian Thanksgiving. But I don't even know when that
Speaking
is.
of Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
we're doing something here
Oh yeah.
in Forest Park
Oh yeah.
the Saturday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little trash cleanup here in the old park.
Yeah. St. Louis, Missouri, Forest Park, November 23rd. You can join us at 9 a.m. for a pre-clean run, or you can just join us for the clean at 10 a.m. We're meeting at the Dennis and Judith Jones Dennis and Judith Jones Visitor and Education Center. There we go.
Right here to our left.
Whoop, whoop. Well, Gretchen and I've had a great run this morning.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Good luck to you all in Indy.
Thanks. Good luck to you in Italy.
Thank you.
Safe travels.
Thank you. You too. Hopefully, your driver doesn't get too erratic.
I hope not. I'd like to make it to Indy alive.
Yes, and back.
And back, yeah.
I mean, you don't have to. So, okay, what are we doing while we strength train today, Gretchen?
You're working on our legs.
Ooh, it's leg day.
Leg day.
What else? Anything else? Are we toning our thighs? Our
Was it
booties?
our booties?
Oh, shit, we need,
Uh-oh. I need things.
How much do you want to
I
lift?
don't care. Whatever you don't want to use.
You get the 10-pounders, you're stronger.
The big boys!
Oh, I should be, like, recording this on my watch.
I should too, but I guess I will. If you are, I will.
Free.
Nope.
Alright, I'm gonna rewind this one just a little bit, because I do actually want to train today, you know? I've reminded it too far. But okay, so how excited are you to now be running this episode?
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. I feel like it's easier to concentrate when we're running.
I mean, 100%, but it is better than when we're sitting down.
Oh yeah, the sitting down is odd. All right, so Italy.
How about we start with Indy?
All right, fine.
How was Indy? Okay, so Gretchen, what did you run, and what did our friends run with you?
So I ran the half, and our good podcast friends, Leah.
Heard on a previous episode, potentially?
Potentially. Leah and Virginia ran the full. So yeah, for me, I went on my trip.
I know, but the listeners don't.
Well, we went on hiatus for a while. Didn't put out any new content. So when I was in Europe, I got sick with potentially COVID, the flu. I don't really know. So anyways, flash forward to coming back from the trip. I started running. Struggled for probably a good week or so just to run 2 miles. So needless to say, my training for the half didn't go quite as planned. So didn't really know what to anticipate race day. So, just was gonna go for it and see what happened. So started, was feeling pretty good. Hit about mile 4 and I was like, man, this is starting to get kind of hard. And then I hit about mile 7 and I was like...
In Indy or?
In Indy.
Okay.
And I was like, holy shit, I just need to get to the turnaround point because I knew it was coming soon from doing the full 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So made it to the turn, started going. At this point I hadn't looked at my watch, so I really had no idea what pace I was running. So you know how you're running a race. All of a sudden, there's this girl running next to me. We're running together for a while. And all of a sudden she just goes, so what's your goal today? And I was like, sub hour 52. She's like, oh, you better pick it up. And I was like,
whoa, she said that to you?
Yeah. And I was like, well, shit. Like, I'm not feeling great. There's no way I'm doing that well. And now she's telling me this. So at that point, it was probably like mile 9. And I was like, well, okay, there's no way I'm PRing. Whatever. I'll just run and finish this race. So I get to where you merge back in with the full marathoners. Obviously, there's none there yet. But I knew...
No sub 2
No sub 2. So I knew that section very well because when I ran the full, literally CD was like, just keep going, like we're almost there. So I kept that in my head, and basically I knew near the finish line, Coach Laura Phila was going to be there. So I knew there was going to be people cheering for me.
Yeah,
so
shout out Coach Laura.
Boop, boop. So I was like, just get me to that point. And then I saw Laura. I was just like, all right, I'm going to give it everything I have left in the tank, which wasn't a lot. It hurt really bad. And I finished, paused my watch, and realized that I had missed matching my PR by 13 seconds. So I was like, so then I was like kind of angry at the finish line, and the guy, one of the volunteers comes up to me and is like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. But I was really mad.
Yeah.
I also felt like I was going to throw up when I crossed the finish line because I had like pushed my body.
Yeah.
And was not probably trained enough, but yeah. So that was my personal race experience. So then I obviously wanted to cheer on our friends running the full, who both Leah and Virginia crushed it.
Yes.
Leah walked away with a new PR. Whoop whoop.
And if you listened to last episode, and if you haven't listened to it after this episode, but Leah and Virginia recently, we posted an episode where they were mic'd up for a 5K versus each other. And so this was Leah and Virginia.
Round 2?
Yes. The kind of like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul of our running community.
Or they like to be the Des and Dakota, if we will.
Yeah, but I like calling them, I prefer my interpretation because that will annoy Leah to no end when she listens to this tomorrow. Good luck on your presentation, Leah.
So yeah, Virginia also crushed it. She, as she likes to refer to, ran her marathon PR over the age of 50.
She's freaking insane.
Which is awesome. She also did not look at her watch, and she's like, I think that had a lot to do with why she did so well, because she wasn't focused. She was jamming out to her grunge mix. Yeah. So all in all, the trip didn't go the way I wanted it to go, or the race didn't go, I should say. The race didn't go the way I was hoping, but...
How did the trip go then?
The trip was great. We survived. Virginia didn't kill us. So yeah, that was the trip. Indy. It was good. Came home, took some few days off, and now I'm running again.
So wait, Leah had her, what? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
I don't either.
Now we're picking it up.
It's like the good morning.
Oh, I am not a big fan of these. Again, we are strength training while we record this, so awkward noises are inevitable.
I feel like I don't really ever feel anything with these. Maybe a little right there?
Usually I'll feel it. I feel like I always do them wrong. Like, I don't know where the benefit's supposed to be. Like, honestly, should it be in my thighs? Should it be in my... It shouldn't be in my lower back, right?
Right. I always thought it's kind of like sort of like a deadlift, just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with this one.
Now we have a chair.
I have that, and then you can use the chair.
Oh, it's nice. I don't think we really need.
Oh, yeah. We just need something to, like, lean
balance.
on. Yeah. All right.
Is this again?
Oh, it's the other side. Yeah. Oh, she's probably just showing the modified version. So how do you feel in terms of, like, your strength, though, now that you've, like, come back from Europe, participated in a different race where I'm so confused. Where are we? This is a lot harder without sound. I should have put the closed captionings on, but you know, that's a smart thing to do.
We would also have to read and talk and figure out what everybody's doing. Oh, she's doing something.
This is to make it harder, probably.
Put your hand on your head. Do you need a pat
my belly? I'm gonna definitely post the link to this workout that we did. I mean, I don't know, just if you're curious. It's not an official endorsement of her, but I actually do these workouts a lot.
So wait, what were you saying? Yes, something.
Oh, now that you're back from Europe and you've gotten another, like, you've kind of recovered at least.
Yeah.
From your illness. Like, how strong, the topic, I guess, of topic du jour, because I don't know what topic is in French, if anyone does.
Let us
keep
know.
it to yourself. I guess the topic du jour is strength training, or strength in general. How do you feel, strength-wise?
I feel like strength is something I feel like I always need to work on because I'm not doing it enough.
Yeah. Physically and or mentally?
So I feel physically I need more strength. Mentally, I honestly feel that the fact that I wasn't essentially prepared for a race, and just pushed my body, and the amount of times my head was screaming slow down or walk.
Yeah.
And the fact that I just could get that out of my head and just keep running, I think made me mentally stronger. Not only as a runner, but as cliche as it's going to sound, as a person as well, knowing I can just push through adversity, I guess.
Yeah.
And just keep going. Italia. Yeah. So you made it there.
Yeah.
Didn't have your luggage.
But for the first day.
Okay.
And that did kind of screw things up. I really wanted to join this run club in Milan that they met twice while I was there in the first night. Since I didn't have my running shoes, I couldn't physically run.
Yeah.
And I looked up a bunch of stuff. I could have bought a new pair of shoes and then had it reimbursed 50% by the airline, but one, I wasn't that desperate. Yeah. Oh, we're doing donkey kicks, I guess? I'm gonna just do them on the ground. So, I missed my opportunity to go for a run with the run club, but it was okay. It was the Thursday night. But shout out to that club being willing to go for a run with me, and also, what are you doing?
I forgot the most exciting part about the Indy trip.
Oh, okay. Give me the most exciting part.
Sorry, it just popped into my head.
Yeah.
So we're at the finish line before the race starts, and we're taking a big Phil Endurance photo, and then we take the photo, and then we stop, and we're just kind of standing there. All of a sudden, I'm like, that's Sarah Hall.
Yo, yeah.
So then, we walk over to where she's warming up, right by the finish line. Totally fangirl. Sarah! And then, we had to take that ridiculous video.
Did Virginia tell her that her friend had recently PR'd?
She had not, no.
Virginia, we adore you. No, we're not knocking you down at all. We think you're hilarious. Anyways.
So yeah, I forgot that part. That was really cool. Just to like cheer on before she ran.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, more donkey kicks?
I don't know.
Anyways. Runners love strength training.
If we weren't recording, I would just be complaining this entire time.
You can complain. We're supposed to be, no holds barred or whatever. No bars held.
But remember, we need this.
Yes. It's good for us.
It's good for us. It'll make us better runners.
Yes. Which I desperately need. So, okay, Thursday night, finally at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., I'm chilling at the hostel bar, and my luggage gets there, and, I grab it, blah, blah, blah. Super jazzed. Then, the next day, I get up, I adventure around, Milan, and actually went to a spa that day, and then later that evening, I went for a run around the city. Okay, couple things. It gets dark, like, even earlier in Italy than it does here. I don't really know if that's, like, daylight savings situation, although it would be opposite, because I think...
Yeah.
They got rid of daylight savings, and then they didn't get rid of daylight savings.
It's still here.
No, in Europe. In the EU.
Yeah, I don't think it exists. No.
Or did they bring it back? I can't remember.
I think they brought it back, but it's like a week later than ours.
Okay. But anyway, so then it would have occurred while I was there.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. But anyway, so it got dark really early, so my run at like 5 p.m. or whatever was dark. And people were everywhere because, oh my god, how many donkey kicks do we have?
What? She's like pulsing it at the top.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I've just done the same leg.
I think I did just do the right leg too, so I'm pulsing the left leg right now.
This kind of hurts.
I'm doing it wrong because I can't see. So anyways, running through that city is also really difficult because it's filled with people and cars that very loosely have an idea of traffic laws, and bikes and motorbikes and Vespas, and we all love that energy, but not as runners. So it was one of the slowest road runs I've done, just at not a hilly area, just because it was just like I was trying not to run into people. And also it was kind of hilarious to me. One, I did not bring one of the jackets that I should have brought, and realized that like just the other day. And then two, I was like, so like everyone else was dressed like it was like middle of winter around here with parkas and everything and like big jackets, and I'm just like in a t-shirt and a skirt, and I'm like or like a t-shirt and shorts, or like I was just like so much more, not that I was underdressed because I felt totally fine, but I was like, wow, I'm like, it is so much more temperate out here that they think this is so cool. So that definitely affected the way that I how I felt about running.
This This is the first time we recorded while laying down.
Yeah.
So was this run considered like your shakeout?
Yeah. I wanted to do a bit of a hike on Saturday, which I did it at the like right around the hotel that I was staying at the start line for the race that I did, which if you didn't hear it earlier in the episode, it's actually, because I didn't give the name, I gave the wrong name. I forgot about that. So, now you're all just gonna learn what race that I've been training for. The Garda Trentino half marathon. It was like Garda half marathon.
Can you look at what we're doing right now?
Oh, cool. We're doing, is this
like,
abductors or
giving birth?
adductors? Oh, no, I thought this was just like adductors or whatever, but like laying down.
But doesn't it feel like we're like...
Yeah. I mean, it's not a pretty sight.
Anyways, I'm easily distracted while strength training.
This is going to be a really focused episode. Me trying to get us on track.
And me like, whoa, squirrel.
So that Saturday night, I'm like, at 6 or 7 p.m., I'm like, okay, I'm going to just chill out tonight. I'm going to eat dinner. I'm going to not do anything. I'm going to lay in bed. Right.
And?
Listeners, it's kind of difficult for me to sit up, and I'll get to that in a minute. So around 9 p.m., I decided to start to try to fall asleep, and I utterly failed at that by a pretty large margin. I probably got around 3 hours of sleep that night. I don't know, maybe. But it was a lot of anxiety.
Were you just not able to fall asleep?
Yeah.
See, I woke up and I was like, Virginia, because we were sleeping in the same room.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I had stress dreams about this race.
Yeah.
That we weren't gonna make it to the start line in time. That I didn't have, like, my running shoes on, like, stuff like that. So I slept, but it was bad sleep.
Yeah.
Whereas you just didn't sleep at all.
And, alright, birthing time. Oh, fuck. Other couple things about that, is that I was also, like, super, super nervous because, just traveling right after the race, I should have booked the hotel for either 2 nights or just, like, I don't know, been a little bit more okay with taking a later train and risking having to stay overnight in Verona or something. Or, like, figure it out or, like, get a taxi. I don't know. But hindsight's 20/20, so I was obsessing over that. And then I was also obsessing over the fact that my airport was the one that I was flying out of was a lot further away from my hostel than the one I flew into. And I didn't realize I was flying out of a different airport. So I was like, I'm going to have to wake up crazy early to fly out in a few days. I don't know, like, how I'm going to do that. Like, is there a way to get there that's not going to cost me an arm and a leg?
Yeah. So you weren't even stressed necessarily about the race itself.
Oh, it's just like...
It was like the travel.
Everything.
Yeah.
Then I also was like, oh, my cats aren't here. And, which, listeners, my cats are here right now.
They are.
But, you know, at that moment, like, and I, like, had them fill up my, like, hot water bottle to, like, you know, try to, also it was, like, really cold in my room, and I kept trying to turn the heat up, but I don't understand European heating systems. And, I was just really cold. So I ended up eventually taking, like rinsing in a hot water, shower for a little bit before I went to bed. Or after I laid down for hours. God. And then I also kind of screwed up my plans because I wanted to get there earlier the day before on Saturday, but I didn't, so I didn't get a chance to pick up my packet ahead of time. So
oh gosh.
I had to pick it up the morning of, and packet pickup closed an hour and 15 minutes before the start time.
Oof.
So I had to like hoof it to the and like this was not a small like race. This was like 5,000 people racing this, and like in these crowded streets in this Italian town and this one building, and me trying to decipher and find signs, and no one knew where anything was, and people were asking me in Italian where things were.
You're like,
and I was just like, no.
English.
I'm
a stupid American.
If people ask me something, I just like. So the easiest way to figure out if someone doesn't speak the language that you're speaking is if they're really quiet and just nod a lot, or just shrug their shoulders and give vague gestures and try to match your energy, because that's all I know how to do. All right, we did our 25-minute thing.
We did it. Look at us.
Kotka.
All right, so the race.
Race.
So you get your packet. You're hanging out because you have a crap load of time before the race starts.
Yeah. Then I'm really happy. I'm really excited. I actually recorded a little bit on my phone before the race. So I'll play that now. Where I'm literally just talking about how excited I was. I was feeling really good. I was like, okay, so, Chicago didn't go the way I wanted it to. The half marathon the weekend before at Mo Cowell didn't really go the way I wanted it to. But, this is my time to shine. I'm in Italy. How can this not go my way? And I was like, okay, just, don't go super fast at the start. And so I didn't go super fast at the start. And then I was like, okay, water stops every 5K, which is perfect. Like, I'll be able to grab that. And then the second water stop was not until it was probably 11.5K or 12K. So it was nowhere near where I was expecting. And I was a lot more dehydrated than I expected I would be, even though I was chugging water the night before and the morning of. And I barely went to the bathroom that morning. I just went right before the start, just to try to get rid of it. But I was just the water, not having water was getting to me, and I was trying to do all the smart things, just kind of take it easy. And then I stopped to start walking a little bit, and I just got really, really dizzy. And then I got really in my head about Elaine, don't pass out. Don't pass out. If you pass out, just try to aim for the grass, or just go as far as you can without fainting. I just kept thinking like that. And then I stopped again, cause I'd started running to try to just get to the end. And, I was just starting to stumble, and a couple Germans helped me out, and I ended up having to drop out of the race and get a ride to the starting line. And they took all my vital signs. Of course, nothing was wrong with me by that point. I mean, honestly, I think what was wrong with me was that I was having a panic attack. Yeah. I was just really overwhelmed. I put a lot of pressure on myself to just, have fun and do well. And enjoy yourself because it's Italy and this is Europe. This is your start of your big goal of doing a half marathon in every EU country. But I mean, I'm just not, I haven't been training the way that I want to. I've just, health-wise, I'm not in the health space that I want to be in.
Is that physically and mentally, or more physically?
Honestly, both. And they're like physically, it's not even, I mean, it is partially, you know, not training as consistently as I should, but it's also like, I mean, I'm not going to really go into like what my health concerns are right now, just because, you know, don't really want to get into it. But you know, like, just, I'm one of those people who I've texted you, I texted you, you know, after this because, of course, ever since like the day after, I've just had, and it really, like the past couple days it was fine, but I just had a lot of tightness and soreness on the right side of my body. And I've just Googling all of that, like, just sends me down a spiral. Like, I can easily convince myself that I am having a freaking blood clot and stuff like that just by reading about it. And just texting you, like, I can't look this up anymore. Like, this is killing me. And you telling me, like, you know, there is a thing called a panic hangover, and that might be what's causing the pain in like the soreness that I was having, because I was very much hyperventilating. They kept having to tell me to breathe, and in the very limited English that some of the people knew there, which was very nice of them to, you know, help me out and help to talk to me in my native language. Which is, I mean, you know, I was very, very, very lucky that I was in a beautiful country regardless, and I still did have, you know, fun in the entire trip. The entire trip was great. And the outpouring of, sorry, I'm talking a lot.
It's okay.
I don't know, just the outpouring of love and attention and affection that everyone is giving me afterwards. Like,
I mean, it's cool to hear, like, runners all over the world are going to support other runners.
Yes.
Like, no matter where you are, like, the running community is so, like, supportive.
Oh, yeah. Like, there are people who I talk to, you know, at the race, after the race. Like, everyone is super supportive, you know, before the race. They're, like, even if it was, like, someone next to me in line who didn't really speak too much English, we would still, like, communicate and support each other. And then, like, you know, while I was running, of course, like, you know, I have, it's always pretty obvious that that we're, you know, at least English speakers or American.
Yeah.
Or, you know, people are aware that they're in a very multinational race, so they're mostly speaking English if they know English, and not their own native tongue. Because I met this girl afterwards, and she ended up, I think she is Israeli, but she, like, you know, she was helping coach me as I was, like, starting to, like, fade while I was out there.
Okay.
And to anyone curious how far I got, it was about 8.5 miles. So
pretty impressive given all that you had going on.
I feel like I didn't have much going on. That's the thing. Like, it was all in my head.
I mean, I think that, like, we're very similar. Like, yeah, I didn't have a panic attack, but I was in my head the entire race.
yeah, I've been in my head every single race the past few races, and I'd like to get out of my head.
Which is why Virginia and Leah were like, hey, Gretchen, maybe you should listen to music when you run.
And I listen to music when I run typically.
At least for a race.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I was listening to music in Chicago for the first half. And then, I pretty much started dipping after that, and that's when I took my headphones off. Handed them.
To me, it's hard, though, for a race, because, like, I'm the person that wants to, like, enjoy the atmosphere of the race. Like, that's part of the race experience.
That's why I took that's why I didn't want to wear headphones the last couple of races. And then I think with Mo Cowbell, I just forgot headphones.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Mo Cowbell. Great race. It's always bad weather. It's hot.
So hot.
So hot.
I don't understand how they got 18 BQers this year. That's insane.
It's crazy.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for all of those people who did that, and for Mo Cowbell for putting on a great race despite the heat.
Yeah. There's nothing they can do about the weather.
Yeah. Then they provide plenty of support throughout the race, so that's all we can ask for. But I don't know. It was just like it's harder disappointing yourself than more than anyone else. Like,
for sure. Yeah, because we all put expectations on ourselves.
I mean, my expectation was to finish. And still didn't even do that. And I'm always so cocky, like, oh yeah, I like run ultras and fulls. Like, I ran a full marathon last month. I don't know what the heck is going on, but
I think this one you gotta just chalk it up as traveling. You're not in your usual surroundings. Like, you had no one there to like help you. Like, yeah, you had people at the race, but like you didn't have like people that you know around you.
Yeah. I mean, but I ran, a 50K like that, pretty much. I mean, I had one friend there, but she wasn't actually in the race, and she was just like meeting me afterwards, to pick me up, which was very nice of her. And then, I know, that was funny. But I mean, I think beyond anything, like, I did post on social media just like a little bit about it, like how, I had a little bit of panic attack and couldn't finish my race. And I mean, despite the beautiful surroundings that I was in, mental health is incredibly important.
Yeah.
And I do get professional help. Like, no one has to worry about it in that sense. Just a disclaimer in that regard. But getting a lot of people to respond, or like getting a lot of responses. Sorry, Monica just walked in. Getting a lot of really just lovely responses of people who, were thanking me for sharing that, or like, a couple people alluded to going through something similar during their races. So like knowing that it's like a much more common experience than I had ever known is good. And also sad at the same time. Like, I feel bad for those people as well, but we're all here. We're all human.
We are.
So I think I'm really going to try to just stick to shorter distances for now, just until I can boost my confidence.
Yeah, I think you need one of those just like 5Ks that you just like crush it and you build your confidence back up.
Yeah.
It is a confidence game, unfortunately.
Yeah. But I also need to be consistent in my training and strength training and dieting and getting my professional helps that I need for my various healths.
Your health.
Mental, physical, otherwise. I don't know. Is there anything else?
I think that's it.
Write in if you know another health.
We have 2.
Yeah. But it's a rule of 3 in comedy, so we're screwed. We'll never be able to tell a joke. Anyway.
All right, well.
This has been a great strength / therapeutic training session.
It has been. I feel like we've done a lot.
I've burned 93 calories.
We've worked not only on our physical strength, but our mental strength.
And our relationship strength.
There we go. We're really strong.
That's it for this episode of Happy Pace. Like this episode and channel if you found your happy pace while listening. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can find us on social media at happy_pace_podcast on Instagram and TikTok. Email us happypace@houseofmachka.com if you have any questions, comments, and ideas for guests. This is a House of Machka production. Our music is written, performed, and recorded by Grant Underhill, Mike Plasmeier, and Jake Laconte. Our graphic designer is Rachel Slingluff. Our marketing manager is Gretchen Brune. This episode was recorded and edited by Elaine Sims. Happy Pace was recorded in front of a live Forest Park audience.
Hey, how are you? Hey.
Hey there, how you doing, man? Morning, how you doing? Hey. You can't wait up when you say that. Morning. What's up, Alex? How you doing, man?
Morning. Hey, look, that ends the episode.